Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to effectively do the more challenging bounty hunter missions, um, which pay really great, about anywhere from to a little under to up to 40,000 credits, which is a great amount of money for this game. I highly suggest that you kind of work your way up. Basically, you're going to have to go through the tier systems, but I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to conquer these pretty easily. So number one, you're gonna have to work your way up, but these tips and tricks will work for both. So we're gonna start off here. First thing we're gonna need to do, we're actually gonna need to accept the mission, of course. So I'm gonna go over here, contract manager, then we're gonna go bounty hunter, then we're gonna select the HRT, the high value targets, which pay the best. Now, this also works for medium, as well as any of the other ones. Any of the ones that have multiple bounties you have to take out. Once you select this, you want to go ahead, or if you haven't done already, spawn your ship. And for today, we are going to be using my Origin 325A. So this works okay with this. You want probably at least this ship or higher. It could work with ships lower than this, but right now I have on the very front of the nose, I have a size 3 gimbal, or no, a size 4 gimbal with a size 3 laser repeater, and then on my two wings I have a similar setup, but one step down in size 3 gimbals with size 2 laser repeaters. The real trick about completing these missions is not that much difference. There's not much difference between this and actual flying in hazardous conditions. The number one rule you need to have is you need to have a planned exit at all times. And you're going to see this come into a very important play. Then we need to have a strategy to execute our objective. And that is going to be the main objective thing we need to do here is take out the opponents as quickly as possible. Not only because there's a time limit, but the longer we wait, reinforcements start pulling in to the area, and it makes it much more difficult. And because we're trying to be efficient with these bounty hunting missions, we want to rack up as much credits as quickly as possible, but while still having fun, we want to make sure that we take out the targets and get out there quickly. So that's why I'm running gimbals. Gimbals are kind of it's going to make up for a lack of piloting skill. Not really much, but it basically starts taking a little bit out of human error. So if I can use the gimbals, I usually can do more damage. I've played around with some other weapon loadouts, but the medium loadouts, I can have a little more fun. I can usually run fix, and I can kind of one-shot sniper, kind of shot the kills with the M6 laser cannon on here, but that doesn't work out too well with the HRT missions because it's usually a Vanguard or a Valkyrie. And you don't take those out one shot. So therefore, it's not the most effective way to do it. So I found the best way to do it is to have gimbals. Gimbal mounted weapons work really well for this. All right, let's get taking off here, and we will head towards the target, and I'll start telling you my plan of action of what I'm going to want to do. Actually, I don't even need to take off. I can just...
You are clear to launch.
All right, and I'll bring up my map here. And it looks like I got a double one here, so I'm going to go towards the double one here. Set course to it. Something I found out that works out a little better is don't zoom in all the way, and you can usually hit that rendezvous target. So let's pull up my quantum drive. This is an upgraded Origin. I have upgraded the power plant, the coolers, and the shields. I'm going to play around a little bit more with the shields. I don't like how it fully works out. I have two, I think it's the FR66s. I want to swap one of them out for something maybe that has a little more durability, maybe or better recharge. I'm going to look online, find out what the mixtures. If you have a mixture recommendation on what two shields to use, go ahead and hit that like on the com. All right, so I'm going to go here, and here's how it works. Come on. All right. So I got two targets here. This is what's going to make it a little more difficult. But as soon as I quantum into here, I'm immediately going to bring up my map. And this is where this is the most important step here, because sometimes the map gets a little glitchy, doesn't fully load. I will mark my next route in here. And the reason, and it doesn't always have to be my next location, but I want to put in a location in here. So as soon as I take out that target, I'm going to spool up my quantum drive and get out of there. I don't want to fight those reinforcements. I don't believe they add really any value to making more money on these missions. And even if they did, I don't believe that the efficiency of going after it is worth it. I used to think I needed the scan in here, but really all you have to do to find the target, all you really have to do is kind of hide out. Kind of hide out here. I usually keep my engines off to kind of keep my my power settings a little low. I'm just going to hide out here by this asteroid. I am using dual joysticks. All right, that's nice and quick. All right, and this is where I'll just engage my opponents like normal. And what I want to do is I want to go head on head with them initially. All right, got my gimbals there. And what I'm going to do, as soon as it turns green, I'm going to shift either to the left or the right. Most likely the left. All right. And then I'm going to activate my upwards thrusters. And what I want to do is try to kind of orbit him. And I want to have my nose point him towards him, but I don't want his nose to point towards me. So I'm going to constantly try to orbit around him, occasionally changing the plane. What I mean by that, as I go around him, so right now I have my left joystick all the way to the left, so I'm warping around him. Those are the reinforcements I don't want to hang around. So I'm going to target the next one. So I'm going to try to stay relatively close to him, but I'm using my side thrusters to orbit around him. Now, occasionally I will also use my upward and downward vertical thrusters to change my plane of rotation around him. It's very similar. It's essentially when we do training. Alright, so now that we're there, I spooled up my quantum drive. I want to get out of here as soon as possible. They can jam your quantum, so that's another reason to get out of here as soon as possible. Just take them out, get out of there. Fighting those other guys, I don't believe they give you any extra credit. Even if they did, it's not worth the fight. They're probably going to end up damaging you, causing you damage, or causing you to waste some valuable resources, in which case you're cutting into your profits. So yeah, if they gave you a little bit of extra, that'd be great, but it's not going to be worth it. So especially at these high value targets where they can be very tough to take. So as you saw, I quantum over there, took them out, going to the next one, immediately bringing up my map. Because this is the last one, I'm just going to go back to Hurston. Just something in there. Just something to help me kind of keep in mind. Can I use the auto selector, just activate spool up the quantum, and then pick some random point? Yes, but it tends to be a little more difficult that way because it brings up all of them and it may not fully lock onto one. So it just kind of increases the easeability to escape the area. So I'm coming here on my next target. I'm going to do the very same thing. As soon as he pops up, target him, engage him. Try to spin around him either this way or this way. Use either your keyboard to do that with the space and I believe control to control your up and down motion. Just kind of randomly do that, kind of keep the AI kind of guessing. Will these techniques work for human AI? Yes, they do. But human AI could either react to it, can figure out what you're doing and try to counteract it a little better, or you may run into somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing and you can take them out more easily. So it's kind of 50-50 against a human individual. AI, though, is pretty consistent. And the main thing you want to do is have your nose point towards them, but not have their nose point towards you, because that's where most of the weapons are going to be focused in front of there. Now, if they have a turn and stuff, it does change it a little bit, in which case, oops, what's this? Oh, a little space junk. All right, didn't hit it too hard. Oh, there's my target. He's over there. Another thing you want to do, I'm a little distracted here talking to you guys. So, oh, he's So there, he already took a shot at me. As soon as it turns green, I start firing. And this time, I'm going to go up, just pure up. So my plane rotation is kind of slicing him into half. Looks like he's in. And now I'm going to go hard left. So you can see I'm slowly rotating him. I'm also pushing forward to keep my distance the same. If you want to practice this, go into just free flight and just practice in Arena Command and just practice going around objects. Orbiting around an object is probably the best. Nope. All right, I'm going to get out of here before any reinforcements come here. Orbiting around a target is probably the most effective way to actually engage a target. Now, if you start seeing they start pointing towards me, now you start kind of do this combat dance of trying to outmaneuver each other and also outsmart each other by changing what plane of rotation or plane that you're rotating around. What I mean by that, am I rotating around this? Or am I rotating like this or like this? And so if you start rotating around like this, then switch it up to go around like that. And that way you make it a little unpredictable, and it makes it either the AR or the individual try to track you much harder. So those are my tips on running the HRT missions. As you can see, I took that out pretty easily with a what I would call a next step up starter ship, the Origin 325A. So it's a $70. So anyone who has, or $70, $90 ship. So anyone who has something similar around that price range, like an Adventure Titan or even maybe a Cutlass Black, you can apply these techniques. They're nothing new in terms of combat, but the technique I'm adding here is giving you a little bit of efficiency of taking out these targets quickly. And that's going to be get in there, immediately develop your escape plan to get out of there, take the target out, and then immediately quantum out of the area, either to the next point or just out to the area. So that way you're not engaging those reinforcements that come there, which all they're going to really do is probably going to cost you some sort of resource. Whether that, most likely, it's guaranteed going to cost you time. It's probably going to cost you repairs, and also possibly if you're using ballistic weapons or your missiles, it's going to cost you more money to essentially refit your vehicle, and you're also going to be burning hydrogen faster. Probably not that big of a deal, but you're also going to be burning more hydrogen as you maneuver around some more. So I hope those tips really help you guys out here. This is how I handle all the HRT missions or all the bounty hunting missions. They're a lot of fun. I'll just say that they're a lot of fun. Can you make more money doing other things? Yeah, possibly mining and stuff like that. But I find that these are so fun that you just don't realize time is going by. So I hope those tips help out. If they helped you out, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe so more people can learn how to beat these missions and really rack up some credits here and get other ships and try other career paths in the game. Even though this is most fun, I won't always be doing bounty hunter missions. I'm going to try mining with friends, cargo running, smuggling, stuff like that. There's a lot to do in this game, and you should check it all out. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification when we release gameplay episodes. Or if you like tips videos like this, we'll create some more for you guys. And let us know down in the comments below whether or not you like these kind of tips, or I should just keep my mouth shut and just not give any tips. And go ahead and comment. These are like, this is worthless. You need a higher end starter ship. This is worthless if you don't spend it. Create content here, maybe that some tips and trips for maybe a bare bottom line starter ship like an Aurora or a Mustang. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and have a great day.